My first reaction to my doctors was, I've never even had strep throat, right? I can count on one hand the number of times I've had a prescription for something. I'm rarely ever in the doctor, and now you're telling me that, I have stage 4 cancer. So it's a little overwhelming to kind of digest and understand when overall you've been a fairly healthy individual. I think some of the best advice I've gotten is really being your best advocate, right? So do your research and really listening to your body. You try to trust your gut and push for having things checked out or answers that you might need, because really you're your best advocate in the end. I think that it's very important to have a good relationship or understanding with your doctor, your medical team. The oncologist that I have is the third one I went to. And part of it was because I wanted to make sure it was a team. And you don't want to second guess your doctor, they're the professionals, but you want to make sure you're working together towards the best outcome. It's easy to get caught up in the bad news that you read and the statistics, but that's where there's a lot of stories and cases of people surviving it. So you have to keep that hope that there is a future for this. You might have to manage it, but people are living and surviving. It's important and helpful for them to reach out to other patients or find those resources, because your family and friends mean the best, but they haven't been through it. And so sometimes it's good to just talk to somebody that has been through what you've been through and can relate to that. Whether it's some of the patient advocacy sites or even just at their own local hospital. A lot of times have patient support groups. I think it's good to have that group to talk with and reach out to. Half the battle is your mind and getting around that as it is about the disease. Rather than a death sentence, it's becoming more of a manageable disease, chronic disease, potentially, right? So that's much better than the alternative, right? So if you can't get quite to the cure, but the hope would be that this would be a cure. If not, it keeps you stable until they find one. It's easy to get caught up in work and your career, and you put aside maybe doing fun things or doctor visits, things like routine visits and things like that. But I try and make sure I have a better balance in that, because you still need to be somewhat responsible. And you see the statistics and you think that I might not have a lot of time, so I'll just throw away my retirement fund and I'll just go have a great time. But then if you survive and you're still living, like if I had done that 4 years ago, I would be out of money and not have insurance and not be able to get the care. So yeah, there's that balance of still enjoying life but still being somewhat responsible. I've never really stopped thinking about the future, because I think that's part of what helps you survive, right? So you want to keep living for the things. I still kept working full time. I still do. I travel a lot. You plan around your treatments, but you also keep making plans for the future.